Bum 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 bum. So high pitched. Why do you have to go so high pitched?
That's how you go, high pitch. And now I get to the club of Oh, I think we're still out from St. Paddy's Day. I think we just came in 30 minutes ago or something like that. But nonetheless, I did check the draw once I was just getting home, so that will give you an indicator of what time I'm getting home.
4 a.m. our time, yeah.
The draw was made at 4 a.m. our time here in Los Angeles, and it is a mouth-watering draw, but some may say it's a little in favour of the favourite teams. Let's take a look.
Element number 1. Boom.
Wow, and that is fantastically broken down by Jason Rubin per Google. Is the dates
like fantastically
and the times.
Fantastically broken down by Google. Screenshot from Jason Rubin.
So Barcelona, it's an all-Spanish quarter-final. In their leg, they play Atletico Madrid on April 5th. And the same day, it's Bayern Munich versus Benfica. A kind of draw for Bayern Munich, but cannot count out the Portuguese. But Jason will have his thoughts on that.
We'll get
and
to
then
that.
rounding up the other games is PSG versus Man City. They stick with their trait of playing against an English team. And then in the other game, it's Wolfsburg versus Real Madrid. Oh, tricky! Banana peel!
It's not a
Maxwell
banana
calls
peel. No, wrong, false.
Thoughts? 5 words or less.
5 words or less. Champions League super duper rigged.
Oh, he's called it. Why?
Well, first of all, it's in Munich, right? The finals in Munich. I get that they had a tough time with Juventus, and they made a fantastic comeback in that game, and I was totally rooting for Juventus because every team I touch dies. They just wither and die in their competitions. Sorry, Juventus fans. But if it's in Munich, so they got Benfica, so they can move on to the next round. And look, you're going to jump on my back immediately for like, oh, Jason, you said that the Knicks could do better than Benfica in the Champions League, and they're not going to go anywhere. Let's see how they do against Bayern. And if they somehow get past them, I'll see how they do against Barcelona, Real Madrid, or even frickin' Man City.
Benfica to win it all.
If you put money on that, though, I mean, good for you. I'm bitter.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, I just like to figure that it is fair and that the draw was random. Bayern Munich get an easier draw than some may say, but in the last round they had a very tough draw. So I don't know how that weighs up. Nonetheless, the trickiest game, and I will say this boldly, Barcelona could not have asked for a worse draw. That is what I'm stating boldly. Atletico Madrid continuously pose a question to Barcelona. The last time they played, it was a heated affair. Philip Luis is still on the run. No one has seen him since that tackle on Lionel Messi. I think he's somewhere along El Chapo's hiding place. But they posed a question to them that game. They took the lead, and then they got 2 players sent off. And, of course, Barcelona were on the comeback before that point. But nonetheless, it's a tough game for Barcelona to play against a team that knows them better than most. Yes, Real Madrid might have been a tough game as well. Bayern Munich, yes, but they've already disposed of Bayern Munich last year. I'm telling you, Barca fans, this is the worst draw for you. Atletico didn't perform well against PSV, but they know how to defend better than anyone. That's the only team that will frustrate Barcelona. I still fancy them to go through, but it's not the easiest tie for them.
Well, something they use for all sports, never favor the recency bias.
Yeah.
Just because Atletico had a tough time with PSV, couldn't find to get neither team together on the goal sheet. That's in the past. They now look to the future. Yeah, Barcelona's obviously a ridiculously difficult challenge for them, but Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have seen each other twice this year.
Yeah.
So it's at least compared to a Bayern who they haven't seen yet, or at least in probably about a year.
Yeah, not since last season, since the semis last year.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm still going to favor Barcelona in that.
Of course. I mean, I'm going to favor the favorites, right? I'll get to PSG game last, but I did call this as but I did state this, Jason. Wolfsburg are the exact. If you were to like pick a team from a shelf that you don't want to face, they're the team that's calling out to you like, pick me. I'm going to be easy for you. They're struggling in Bundesliga. They've conceded a lot of goals this season. The Champions League is literally their last saving grace. Not to win it, but to just provide some success to their fans. And yes, they struggled against Ghent in the first leg. They took a great lead, and then Ghent scored two easy goals against them, and then they shored it up in the second leg. But Draxler and Andras Schürrle provide definitely a big threat. If they can emerge from Germany with a 1-goal advantage, I think they're going to pose a problem for Real Madrid. But if they don't have an advantage going back to Spain, they're out. And that's, I mean, it sounds, it's obvious, Francis, they need to score. No, it's not, because PSV almost went through having not scored a goal. But I think that if Wolfsburg pose a question to Real Madrid's defence, they attack with furiosity like we see from Draxler, Schürrle and their team going forward, it could be a banana peel. And I think that Real Madrid, again, I mean, you're not going to get any easy teams at this point. They'll probably be thinking to themselves, Madrid fans will be like, good, it's a good draw for us. But this is the exact type of draw that we've seen so many years ago, as we put it so grammatically well, tits up.
Tits up.
And then in the final game, PSG, Manchester City.
I'm actually, out of all these, that's the one I'm looking most forward to seeing. I mean, Manchester City is the only team in English football who's left, which means all of the Premier League has to root for Manchester City.
Absolutely not.
Okay, wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Maybe like there's teams out there that are going like, hey, we need
some may, but
we got to bring some trophies back to England.
We should put that to the test and go around Manchester and find out United fans. You'd be like, so Manchester City are the only team left. Are you rooting for them? Are you fucking serious?
I'm interested in that game, although I'd like to see PSG go through.
I would like to see,
because I just want more Zlatan.
Yeah, of course. Everyone wants more Zlatan, especially this Zlatan that's proven a point, specifically in every one of his goals, is his own significant kick to Maxwell Stones, because I stated that he wasn't of that caliber. I'm going to keep reiterating it until he goes on and wins it, maybe. But I do want to see PSG go through. My ideal final, I've said it from the start, is Barca-PSG. I would love to see that happen, because PSG, again, they've been building this team. They're dominating Ligue 1. They're above everyone else. Let's see how they would figure in a final, in a Champions League final. I think they could potentially cause an upset. But again, it's all about Manchester City, a similar boat than what we just mentioned to everyone at this team, minus Barcelona. No, everyone in this league, minus maybe, who's the teams that are actually fighting for their league? Because Barcelona are fighting to keep ahead, but they're going to win it. Real Madrid probably realise that they're done in La Liga, so this is their main focus. Every team in this league, in this competition,
actually,
of course, are hungry, but they're focused for just this competition, I think.
That's true. And Barcelona's going to look to win the treble again, or try at least.
Yeah. So if that was a little cloudy, I think that does make perfect sense. I just don't think I described it as well. But like, of the teams that are top of their leagues, they're so far ahead. Maybe Bayern are a little closer than they would like to be, but they're still pretty far. PSG have already locked it up. They're like 150 points ahead. Barcelona, I doubt will be catched. Atletico are going to be focusing on this. I think they know La Liga's out. Same with Real Madrid. It's all there. Everyone's hungry. Everyone's not eating the Champions League plate in a while. They're starving.
They're hungry. I get it.
Ready to go.
Real quick, though, to wrap everything up, the Europa League draw also happened. There's one very interesting matchup, I would say, on all of this, and that's Dortmund versus Liverpool, because Klopp gets to face his old team.
Yeah, I think that is definitely the standout. I think it's the worst possible draw for Liverpool, considering the teams that they could have faced. No,
but the juiciest possible draw for us.
But it's the juiciest possible draw to see how the mental advantage of Jurgen Klopp could pay off, because they're nowhere near the same quality as Dortmund as a team. And in the all-Spanish derby, again, Bilbao just can't seem to avoid their Spanish neighbours. They played Valencia in the last round, and now they're against the back-to-back champions, Sevilla.
Villarreal.
And Villarreal are in there as well. So it's going to be an interesting game. The Europa League, for me, this season has been more exciting. It's provided some form of anticipation to the games, and I'm excited for it. But let us know what you guys think. As always, comment section below. Champions League draw. Who do you fancy going through? Who is your sleeper team?
Franchise!
Come back, subscribe.